Hello, and welcome to episode number 23 of... All right, I'm gonna...
Timing on that, jeez.
I'm gonna start over.
I'm sorry.
Very good. It's fine.
Apologize.
Hello, and welcome... Fuck, now I'm laughing. All right, I think we need to leave this in.
Yep.
Hello, and welcome to episode number 23 of Dark Schools 2, Scholar of Geometry, Chemistry, and Sins. I'm your host, Niko, they, them, and I'm joined as always by Mo, he, him.
Hi, everybody. That's going to be my Dr. Nick thing from now on.
We've also got Sparkletone, they, them.
Hello.
And finally, we have Peregrine, they, them.
School's out forever.
we are not done with school yet.
Yeah, we have to go back to school, unfortunately.
22 years I spent in school, and now you're bringing me back? Let's go back to the gutter.
Peregrine making homework seem cool since 2019.
Don't travel yet. We have
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were gonna, finger quotes, kill Gilligan.
Let's recap last week real quick.
Yeah.
Because last
I didn't
week
even
was-
do the rules because I'm tired of repeating them every episode.
I think people understand
know the
by
drill.
episode 23.
Don't
that-
backseat
Yeah,
because it's
don't...
a recording. Don't spoil stuff because it's a blind playthrough, and be cool.
Yeah.
Am I missing
cool.
anything?
Fuck Nazis.
Give Peregrine,
Yeah, fuck Nazis.
give Peregrine $10. Because
If
capitalism's
you-
bad.
If you are the controller of a any sort of nutritional or food science grant money, give it to Peregrine. 'Cause they deserve it.
All right, am I buying this ladder? I think I'm
They
buying
grow
this
good.
ladder.
They
Yeah,
grow good
please,
peppers.
Yep, we're getting a tiny ladder. Last week we
It's only for show.
we reached the end of the undead crypt and killed the Aegis. And finally
Aegis.
met.
Apparently it's Aegis.
Oh, it's Aegis.
Yeah.
It's Aegis.
It's yep.
It's Haggis. That's what he is now.
I love Harry Potter.
Haggis
So-
Well,
horrible.
that's gonna
my
be all
favorite.
for today's episode.
We finally met Vendrick, and we got our fancy king's ring.
We Vendricked.
And then we went to his brother's school of horrible science, and met a guy stuck in wizard jail, who
That's what we call the School of Evolutionary Psychology, actually.
who seems to want us to do some murder, but he's stuck in wizard jail, so we're just gonna trick him.
Wizard jail with all those dementors.
Please.
But yeah, we should go show him our new little keepsake.
I'm gonna
and
show
see what
him
he
the
says.
token of definitely having murdered Gilligan. I almost called him Gallagher. It's not quite the same thing. You know, I'll be honest. I definitely thought about just killing Gilligan.
I mean, what's
But-
in the grand spectrum of NPCs, whomst you could kill, Gilligan's not. He's a no-brainer. Because remember when you met him for the first time and he just said some like gross misogynist shit?
Yeah, he just kind of sucks.
Like, who's gonna miss Gilligan?
Yeah, the problem is more if we're willing to murder Gilligan, who might Navlin ask for next?
Well, then we don't have to murder that person.
Well, you already killed my favorite NPC, so I really don't care.
That's
That
not
seems-
true.
that
We didn't kill
seems
the cat.
unlikely.
That's true. You're right. Damn, always forget the cat.
This is my thanks. Take it. Now let's discuss our next mark.
I will say Navlan never asks for Shalquar. That is not on
That's
his
good.
hit list.
I want you to kill one more.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
Mark,
one
you already
more.
said it.
Your target will be Kale.
See, I like kale. Kale is nice.
You know, I liked kale like 5 years ago, and now it's just tired.
He wore a strange helm. Bring it. as proof.
So I had a question. What is more?
I knew I
What's thicker? A sluice
perhaps this
What?
was the break I felt.
Wait, what?
or a? Oh God, what is that? I'm blanking on it. I gotta find the art.
Sluice? Like,
Sluice.
like,
Or
It's like Lewis, but with an S in front.
I was just gonna say, like that, like Sluice Black, you know?
is it pronounced differently?
Are you trying to say sluice? Like SLUICE?
Is that how it's pronounced? Okay, never
Sluice. A
mind.
sluice, which isn't a liquid. A sluice is like an outlet for
I thought it was a type of liquid.
sewage. No.
No,
I thought it was the
it's definitely like
sewage.
the. It's not really a pipe because it's just kind of a.
Veolus sluice. There's an area in Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles that I'm pretty sure taught me this word. As most words I learned in middle school were. They were featured in a
from Final
fantasy
Fantasy?
video game. Yeah. Listen,
That's- I
tangential
mean-
learning is a real value of parents. Let your kids play video games
Okay.
because they will not learn weird words otherwise.
So let me rephrase my question then. So what is more viscous? The things that pass through a sluice
Water.
or a slurry?
Neither of these. Mo, you can't just like give a
So slurry is just water and cornstarch, and thus
No,
it
a
is
slurry is like a. That's not. It's not even that specific.
But that is what slurry is when you're talking about cooking.
What?
It is when you need to
No.
thicken something, you add water to cornstarch and stir it up, and then you add that to the pot because you don't want to just add dump.
A slurry
dump,
can be like any. It's
To be
just
fair, I'm not out here cooking with slurries, so I wouldn't.
That's not true. That's just not true. You are absolutely cooking with slurries.
Oh, are we not going to go visit Kale?
Oh, that's right.
Okay, so I think
I was
as,
too busy
as much
thinking of
as that,
sluices.
Oh my god! Everything about this is just tailor-made to frustrate me. Are you Sekiro? Is that what's happening right now? God.
you know, I wish I had that power. I wish I was your great shitty owl.
You were my accidentally forgetting to take off the demon bell moment.
God.
That's basically when I personally equip the demon bell, it just makes people mispronounce chemistry terms. That's like all that happens.
Oh my God. So when I was in 10th grade, my chemistry teacher failed me on a quiz because she called my bluff. Because
you called a slurry.
No. Because I was pronouncing sodium like NaCl, right? Is that what it is? Something
Knackle,
like that.
yeah.
I was just pronouncing it knackle, and she was like, "You
I
can't
hate
say
this.
it that way. It's not correct."
Sonic
And
and
I
you
was
can't
Knackles,
say it
yeah.
that way.
I was like, "It's clearly knackle," and she
Sonic
was like,
and
"You fail."
Knuckles.
And I was like, "Okay, I don't care." And then that was that. And
greatly comforting about that flame.
And you've learned nothing from that moment.
Seems to fulfill something very
I've learned to not be a scientist,
Yeah, ain't that the truth, huh? Damn.
so you know.
Mo's learned how to push people's buttons. That's what he's learned.
I don't think I learned it in chemistry. Actually, you know what?
It was blocked by a wall, something built long
A little bit in that chemistry class.
Well,
it was
ca-
crumbling, and I
pushing
finished
chemists' buttons is a dangerous proposition. I have personally not suffered
Because they'll,
from this, but
they'll alchemy you into stone.
I've heard,
flame on the map.
I've read some articles.
It wasn't there.
We don't need to get into the specifics here. I am decidedly
Okay.
not a fan of like true crime as like a genre.
Okay.
But I have heard of some truly ingenious, bad moments of crime
Oh, wow,
that
is this
are
gonna have to wait
enabled by
until
chemistry
the-
knowledge.
Sorry, I was double checking on what we need to do for our cartographer buddy before he will cough up the thing we give to Navlan, and there's that's gonna be a while. Is how I'll put that.
Oh,
Can't you
all right,
normally
well.
like? What percentage of kale can you cut off while leaving enough intact to grow back?
I mean, that depends on whether the helmet is attached to the head. You just
Does kale have a? Do we call it a head of kale? Is that a technical term, or is?
Sure.
I like lettuce is usually in heads.
Yeah, it turns out we have like most of Kale's stuff done.
does he have?
What?
Does he wait until the whole map is lit up or whatever?
Basically.
Okay. Well then, we'll go back to school.
Yeah, we also
Okay.
have some sconces to light. It's the other
Yeah,
thing.
and
to
we
light a
also
sconce.
we have the dark areas is another avenue of progression to
That's
check
true.
out.
I think we should do a dark area first
coming back
because
here?
they're well. If you're really pressed on doing something here, then we should do that. But my thought
I'm
is
not.
that we have a thing that we need to get to on this
Oh my.
podcast, and stream. No, it feels like we're recording a podcast, but I don't know. You know, it's weird. But so doing a self-contained thing like one of those dark zones while we kind of enter our own.
That sounds
Dark
fine.
zone.
Yeah, let's do
Because
that.
there's like a parenthetical, the creepy way.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is not the right
so
bonfire.
let's take it to the. Let's just get creepy. You know, go fight Phantom Havel or.
Let's
someone
go.
else
Let's go.
if you're-
Slip through the sluice of light, and pop out the sluice black.
What is more viscous, the sluice or silt?
right.
So silt is an example of like silt in the river as it's carried down. That would be a slurry. A slurry is basically like a suspension.
But so what's more viscous, a slurry or a suspension?
Well, there's an overlap there. They are not mutually exclusive things.
But which has the higher viscosity ceiling?
I mean, a viscosity is going to be dependent on the substance from which you have created the slurry or suspension.
But so they could a suspension could be just as
So,
viscous as a slurry.
If you look up slurry in a dictionary, it will give you some examples, which include cement, manure,
What was that?
manure,
What was that?
manure. No, I legitimately looked this up, and that was like one of the things.
But what is this? I'm unfamiliar with the substance.
Manure,
Manure?
you know, manure,
What is happening?
manure, manure. What? How would Mo pronounce manure? Everyone, folks in the chat, type in whatever cursed pronunciation you think Mo would have. Mo, the man who thinks that sluice is sluice.
What are we talking about? I want
Slurry.
to make sure.
Yo, Google is now
No,
auto-completing.
no.
Hold up. I look up the definition of slurry once, and now when I type in manure into my Google search bar, it says manure slurry as the first suggested search term.
Truly, we have entered the dark chasm.
We are now
Yep.
in the dark zone, folks.
We are in the darkest of times.
Wow, this is some this is on brand for me. I've been looking up agricultural things like all week.
So what is describe the thing that you're saying?
Okay,
Because I think I know what you're saying, but I don't know, and I don't want to mispronounce what I don't know.
manure
Basic.
I'm talking
It
about
sounds like you're getting closer. It sounds like you're getting closer.
excrement.
Yes. I think the last
That was
thing
good
you
start.
said was as close as anyone is gonna get.
Manure.
But where you started.
How do you pronounce this word, Mo? I've gone through like every canonical. Do I need to say it with like
I think I just can't. No,
Manya?
it's time to watch. It's time to watch. It's time to watch Nico's video.
Okay.
I'm.
Let's go to
All right.
Nico video, everyone, and
Yep.
watch the.
Yeah, so just to set this up a little bit, this is one of my favorite videos on YouTube. I first saw this like a while ago, and it's not super well known, so we'll probably link it in the chat so everyone else can also follow along and watch the amazing events unfold. But yeah, it's do you wanna read the title of the video?
Yeah, sure. This is a video that has been. Let me just pull up the full YouTube page so I can just get all the metadata possible. Okay, so this says, oh my God. Okay, hold on. I didn't mean for it to autoplay. Okay, so this. I'm immediately worried. Okay.
So
This is how to make iced tea with Steve Sutton. This is posted by Mick Don Gar B1134, published on July 19, 2009.
I want to point out, Mo,
Category.
that garb is a word.
Okay.
I just want to say that
I don't think that's.
I have only just. I didn't click on this. Nico spoiler protected the link when they posted it to our group DM.
So you're gonna hoist us.
So
you're gonna hoist
hadn't
us right now.
seen anything of like actually seen anything about it till now. This has like extreme levels of 404ing it energy. Like
It's-
this is the kind of
oh,
weird thing
yeah.
you bring to Pat
It's super
Bear's
good.
long-running PAX panel of very strange things found online while in
So
a YouTube hole.
I just want to read the first couple comments
like
before
this.
we get into it. No, they're fine. I've edited them. One of them is in Spanish, so I'm not going to read that one because I don't know what it means. But something about listening to it.
Maybe we shouldn't read the
Sleep.
comments. I don't know if reading
no,
the comments is a good
I
idea.
promise the comments are good. The first one is his voice is oddly satisfying. The second one is really informative, 234 likes. The third one is it's 4:45 in the morning. What am I doing with my life? 151 likes.
Big mood.
The fourth one that I'm gonna read, I skipped down a little bit. What the F? This guy is creepy as hell, but he gave me insane ASMR! Exclamation point. 180
That's
likes.
just my comment for YouTube. That's just all of YouTube.
And with that, I think we should all watch this video.
All right.
If y'all are ready, you want to do should I do a countdown? Let me know. when you're-
Okay, everyone, open time.is.
Yeah, right. National Iced Tea Making Day with Steve Sutton.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Oh my gosh! All right.
May the dark.
I like his glasses.
I love everything.
What is in the boxes behind him?
I don't know. I'm not watching it, by the way. I'm playing
This
the
is
game.
this guy is just the potion seller from that video.
Is this someone's audition tape for being a Dark Souls NPC?
No, right? It's so Dark Souls. This is how the crones make you tea. They're like, they make you like, what? Yeah.
If he just like laughed at the end of every sentence where he trails off.
Yeah. Ha ha ha. What kind of fucking pot is he using? Like a triangular pot.
It's a it's you know what? That pot is absolutely a raw ladle. Oh my god.
No, I mean that's 100% true. Like I respect that.
Wait,
But
why would you
also-
ever put the it's got a little
'Cause
tassel so that it's not.
Because you're putting them in on the pot.
But
I'm with this so far. This is how I make iced tea. I have no issues so far except his like weird pot.
Do I have to pause? Okay, I'll just do squats in place so I can watch this.
Forget the squats.
What? Okay. Okay, the cactus pitcher. Alright, no sugar in my iced tea. Also, no moldy fucking sugar pail to put any...
Sugar won't get moldy, folks. This is the scientist's hot official take.
No greasy kitchen grossness sugar pail that just like is...
It's just low resolution, I promise.
Stick to it.
Maybe wash your measuring cups once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe wash your measuring cups. Also, who's putting sugar... Okay, I'm against the sugar aspect of this.
The
Who
sugar
needs sugar in
aspect seems
tea?
like a regional thing.
I mean, that's definitely like a thing in a lot of places.
Yeah, I sure, but, you know...
And that was a slurry, for the record.
Not about it.
That was a
So
sugar
this
not a
does
slurry.
says
slurry.
it's 10:34, and I'm watching this at 10:45, more or less. It's like
Wow, make a wish.
10:42.
What is happening here?
Tea.
Why is it so foaming?
And that's the motherfucking tea.
I have the same colander.
You're not so different, he and you.
Why is...
He's loading the dishwasher. You know what? Respect. I respect this.
Is he trying to do... So the fact that this was done in 2009 is fucking me up, because it means he was like a decade ahead of his time and just like bad at a genre that was going to be huge. Like,
Yeah.
probably like by the time he's like a skeleton lord in Diablo 4, if we're being honest.
That
Or, like,
camera
Dark
is.
Souls. This guy's in like Dark Souls 6.
What's amazing to me is that the camera makes the coil look blue. It's like hot
Like,
enough.
that's so dark.
Wow.
Like, what are you doing? Also, this is just King Leoric making tea. Like, this is King Leoric making tea in Diablo 3, and you come and
Please.
kill him and take his tea. And
Dia-
that's the whole...
Diablo T.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. This is the real end of Evangelion right here.
Now put 2 points into vitality for every
Got
pitcher
such
of tea.
a large
Congratulations.
cup.
What?
He's drinking it out.
Cup?
Yes, yes, yes,
What?
yes, yes. Oh my god, yes.
This guy looks like Stephen Merchant mixed with...
The cup is as big as his head.
Who
It's
does
such a huge cup.
It's Stephen
Oh,
Merchant
this
mixed
finish.
with... Fuck.
Oh, there it is. There was the laugh at the very end.
This guy definitely killed Kale and used his helmet to drink tea.
Except even better because he just drank the tea straight out of like a polypropylene quart container. What a power play! You know what?
I closed the window because
Alright.
the algorithm was about to give me a grocery haul video, and
Oh, things from Walmart.
Sounds about right.
that's
Yep.
that's way too much
It doesn't
Jeff
make
Gerstmann
sense
brand.
that you would... It doesn't make sense you would close a haul video. That just doesn't add up to me personally.
I want to highlight that this man is so ahead of his time that as popular as like the mason jar thing has become, where you can like go to like upscale restaurants and they'll serve you your drink in a mason jar, he is predicting in this video that the next level of this is going to be getting like drinking out of those plastic takeout containers. Truly inspirational.
Well, in the time that you watched that video, I defeated Weird Blue Hovel. I hope that he never comes back.
Did you
because-
defeat the bad pixels in his other video? Because if not,
Then
I don't know. I don't know. What are we really doing here?
What is going on here? Oh, okay. You're bad.
do you think it's pronounced Don Garb or Dongerb?
I think it's MC Don Garb, 1134.
that one went all right.
Yeah. Okay. This area is stressful because I have to use a damn effigy every time I want to come in.
Damn.
The Discord screen share is having quite a time trying to display this to me.
Yeah. At least this isn't any divine confetti, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, I hate it.
There's nothing in this game that bad.
Yeah. Visions of Dark. Okay.
Yeah, because this game's... Oh, this game's better than Sekiro.
Oh, you said it.
Who said that?
No, you
Who
said
said
the
that?
thing.
What?
I thought we weren't going
Who
to say
said-
the thing.
Oh,
No, I
said
said this. I said this game's better than Sekiro. But I didn't. That's not the thing that we said we weren't gonna say. We're not gonna do difficulty discourse, but we can do this game being better than Sekiro discourse.
So this looks like a giant cauldron, and these are saying you should light this. That feels weird because I'm supposed to be in the area of the dark. It feels disrespectful to come into someone's house and just immediately.
Turn the lights on. Turn them
Turn
on.
on the lights. Yeah. But what's the worst that could happen?
You gotta cook. Listen, you want to make perfect pasta. You gotta boil the water.
Well, I will say that.
Is that the saying for the perfect? Is perfect? I think.
You sent the video last time.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't mean I believe what that lady was pitching.
But you also sent a video where you were lampooning people for making mac and cheese without pre-boiling the water for the pasta. So which is it, Mo? What do you believe?
I believe that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I believe.
God.
I believe that people can make bad videos all over the place. Is what I believe.
We do it every week.
And
Hey!
Wait. Oh, I was going back thinking that there was going to be a bonfire at the area that I started at, and that is 100% not true. Because when you come in, you don't come in a bonfire. So that was silly of me.
All right. Okay. What is a slurry in cooking? This is recipetips.com. A thickening mixture that is made up of equal parts flour and water that is prepared for use in making soups, stews, and sauces. Once the slurry is added to the mixture, should be thoroughly cooked for several minutes to eliminate the raw taste of the flour. The mixture is also referred to as whitewash. So flour and water is a form of slurry, but as the dictionary definition told us, it can also refer to things like cement, coal suspended in water, clay, or pooper duper.
I am legit not
What?
sure if the phantoms in these things respawn.
Ah, damn
Well.
it. All right, well,
Have yourself a
I'll just pull out a butterfly when I get to there
Yeah,
again.
I was gonna say, if we get through to it this time, you should use one of our butterflies.
Aye, aye, aye. You know what? One thing I will bring up with the Sekiro discourse is that a bunch of people keep trying to say it's like a rhythm game.
Oh no!
But nothing I'm jamming out to in that game.
Why can't I change weapons while I'm rolling?
yeah,
It seems like such a ridiculous
it's not a
restriction.
rhythm game.
Fuck!
It's just people struggling to explain what a flow state is like rhythm game.
Don't talk to me about flow states when you open the program not knowing what a slurry is.
Torch.
One of those is like boring science, and the other is interesting philosophy. So
Boring science.
I don't know that why one would preclude conversation about it, the other. Like one is like literally the most interesting thing, and one is like flour and water that
If-
you
if
use
you-
to like
if you-
thicken a wax soup.
If you
This
want to,
disrespect.
if you want to avoid this terminology disconnect, instead of calling it a flow state, just call it the Tetris effect.
May the devil.
Because that certainly
Tetris-
won't get confusing.
I'm livid.
Well,
Nice to meet you, Livid. I'm Niko.
yeah.
Ugh.
Now would be a great time for a boss run or two. Let Peregrine work off some of this anger.
I've died at least 8 times during this episode already.
8?
Yeah.
8? I've counted like 4.
There were several during the watching of the T video.
I caught one of them. I think I may have missed a couple. I'm just not, I've been hauling a lot of potting soil around this week, and I'm very tired, so... Like, I did some push-ups just now, and, like, I'm feeling my back in ways that I probably shouldn't be. My recommendation is do not try to carry a 50-quart bag of potting soil onto a bus route.
No! There's another guy. This area sucks.
Right?
It is the dark chasm of old. I forget if any of these are any easier than any of the others.
It's fine.
I remember them as being about the same.
It's the hero's journey. Let's see what happens if I bring my torch into there. I'm guessing nothing. Oh, I can't. Then I can't cast spells. That's no good. Forget it.
We have the butterflies, and I think it like spawns you without a torch lit, but I'm not sure, honestly.
I can also buy extra butterflies as well, so it's not like they're a limited resource anymore.
Yep.
May the devil.
Now the effigies are a limited resource. I don't know if there are any vendors that will sell me unlimited of those. So if I just keep coming in here and dying, then I may not be able to do this forever.
You'll probably be fine.
It doesn't seem like it's
what
probably that long. I just have to.
I think I made it through this game with like 60 effigies.
Yeah, I don't have concrete evidence, but I don't remember it ever being an issue, unlike
The confetti.
the confetti or anything of that sort.
No, a bunch of stuff drops them. You find a ton.
Rats, right? Still.
Agdane, the guy who doesn't want us to light a torch in the undead crypt,
Oh, fuck off!
sells a ton.
Damn it.
There's just nowhere to roll to. This asshole, like, swinging his giant... I don't want to say what it looks like, but it looks like a thing.
It's a tooth.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a dragon tooth. I don't.
230.
Just to be clear, the reason I think this game is better than Sekiro isn't because of the fact that you can grind in this game, which does make it better, or the fact that
Fine. Now,
what was the other thing I was gonna say?
if you
I forgot the other thing. That it doesn't have divine confetti. The reason I think this game is better than Sekiro is because of the story in this game. I think the story in this game is like legitimately incredible. And you know, we've gotten to some of it, and
I think
been
I
cool so
feel. I forget if I said this on last week's show, but I know it's a thing I've said on Discord a bunch of times that, like, I feel really super familiar with, like, fantasy tropes. And so I can really appreciate how this story inverts or plays with those expectations. And I
Yeah,
don't feel like
for
I have
sure.
any grounding in the kind of Japanese, like, medieval folklore stuff. And so there's a lot of things that happen in Sekiro that are just like these bizarre, surreal sequences that are really amazing looking. But I don't know if they're like just executing on a common trope or if there's something unusual going on there.
I think it's a. Go ahead. You definitely know more than I do about the actual what's being represented, but I have thoughts on what.
Yeah, I was just gonna
on
say
the,
that
on
like
the video
I
game aspect
connect.
of it.
I feel like of the people on this call, I probably like Sekiro the most, but I also didn't connect with it the way I have past games because it's far enough outside my experience that, like, yeah, I've seen cool old paintings of, like, dragons and stuff, but I don't know how much of what I'm seeing is, like, clever inversions of a common trope or whatever.
Yeah, it's really hard to get in depth about this without going into spoiler territory. So,
I mean,
don't know
for
how
me,
much...
I will say the thing I like about FromSoft's games and like what Sekiro does to like the set of their sort of modern entries is that it continues to play with concepts of how do I want to frame this? Like, for me, I view all three of these games as having some interesting things to say about, like, liturgy, or, like, religion and ritual, and, like, the role that, like, sacred and sacrosanct kind of, like, play together. And, like, I will say that, like, I don't know about, you know, storytelling tropes and kind of mythology, but like Sekiro definitely does with its cultural trappings. Some things I would say that are similar to what Bloodborne did with Western theology. And I actually really, really like that aspect of things.
Real quick,
And that's sort of what I'm the most interested in.
Yeah.
Lighting
sense.
that brazier in the chasm should have been enough. Talk to our dark friend and see if he says anything different, or if we want to be really extra sure, we can go in there one more time and double check that it's still
Okay.
lit.
I also I checked that there were 47 effigies in my inventory, so I actually have more than I thought. And also I've died enough times here that our little long arm friend has been depopped. So maybe you just have to kill Havel enough times to depop him, which seems like way more times than I want to fight that fight.
So I've been coughing so much on the stream. Something I think that related to Sekiro and this game specifically is like there are times in Sekiro's design that, and I don't mean in its narrative design as much as its like visual palette that it's drawing from, where it feels God, I'm struggling for the right word. Anonymous is not the right word, but it feels like it's not distinguishing itself from other games within the same palette, which I don't like. I'm specifically thinking of like Nioh, basically, or Neo.
I have not
Sekiro.
played Neo. I would be floored if it did half of the things that Sekiro does with the themes that I mentioned.
Oh,
And this
it
is
doesn't.
a personal bias, but like I
does not.
agree that the core narrative, and I don't know, I was going in on the Discord today a little bit about this, where like some people like the fact that Sekiro is like quote unquote straightforward as a narrative, and like I couldn't. It's not that I necessarily disagree with that. It's that I think the like face value narrative of that game is very, like you said, indistinguishable from so many other things in that genre. Like it's very much the like late Sengoku, like Like, let me put it this way: I've seen that anime. You know, like
Yeah, fair.
Sorry to interrupt here, but so the guy didn't have any new dialogue, and I don't know if I'm supposed to do something else here. There was a message when I first came in here that said first left, then right. So I don't know if I'm supposed to go down the right path and like light a
Yeah,
torch
so
down there.
it's all a horseshoe, man.
What you're in here to do is
Sorry.
light that fire, and then get to the exit. But I don't know if lighting the fire and then dying still counts.
Oh. Well, I wonder if I sneak around if Havel will even aggro. Yep, okay. I'm gonna come back here.
Havel needs to chill out.
What I meant more about my complaint with Sekiro relating to Nioh and like other games that you know are taking place in the same era or you know maybe sometimes more accurately appropriating the same tropes or whatever is like there are a lot of parts in Sekiro that I feel like I've seen that environmental design before, and the fact that I have the tools that Sekiro is giving me like certainly make it different, but it's still like it's still something I've seen like I've seen before, and the way Sekiro recontextualizes a lot of those places is very cool, but I don't know the truly the truly like breathtaking, I guess a better word, parts of Sekiro, I guess, are supported for me by the fact that like there are some parts that are just like maybe a little too mundane for me, but like I'm just thinking of like one fight where it was like you're just like it's not even really a fight, like one boss encounter that like you're just like dropped into it and it's surreal and incredible, and like I wish more of the level design followed that feeling.
I think that a way that I would frame that is sort of that the decision to root the game in a more realistic set of tropes and trappings limits some of the imaginative structure that past games environments have benefited from.
Yeah,
I
that's
will
fair.
say, knowing where you are, like hold out for that. Like maybe, like you know,
I mean, when I buy the game on Cheat Engine, or when I buy the game on PC and use Cheat Engine, and get past the fucking place I am.
I like.
I mean,
the game, and this is another thing of like within. Okay, this is definitely like a weird niche that is very Peregrine specific. Like there's a few specific ways that game, to me, doesn't limit itself in the ways that you're describing. That I am very curious, like how they're going to land with Western audiences, because they're very much in.
I'm worried.
Well, and I guess getting at the point about tropes, like there is some very like imperialistic,
Okay. Not
imperialistic, but like the imperial court, like cultural tradition of East Asia is like a specific evocative thing, and Sekiro like absolutely draws on those kinds of elements in a way that like I don't know if that resonates with a Western audience, because again it's, well, I'll put it another way, like to me when I played Bloodborne, like having grown up Catholic and like gone to school for like Western musicology and all that, like that soundtrack pulls so much weight in a way that I've not really gotten from that many other games. And I think that at its best, Sekiro does this, but within a cultural context that, like, for Western audiences just isn't there. And I'm really interested to hear, like, how that resonates with people, if it does at all. Because for me, like, having written, you know, papers in college, you know, I'm not an expert in that area, right? But, like, I definitely studied, like, some of these traditions and, like, the instrumentation, right? Like, the the way that some of these environments are structured in a way that makes me like really hungry, one, to learn more about it in kind of like parsing my thoughts on it, which is to me kind of like the best thing I can get from a FromSoft game. And which I think will lead to my greater and deepening appreciation for like some of those design decisions that they did make. But like I said, right, like that it's different, right? That's going to take more work than Dark Souls did, I think, for the community to kind of like root in on that stuff. Hopefully that made sense. I don't.
No, that made sense. I mean, I'm just so angry that I can't fucking grind in the game. Like, just let me just fucking.
Well,
get,
and
like,
I think and like getting
300
at,
more
not
XP,
circumlocuting
or
sort of the
300 more
difficulty
HP,
discourse, right?
and just like, yeah.
The frustration is that like and to some extent too, like I think Bloodborne did this to a lot of people, which I'm learning like having conversations. Like whenever you have these really interesting cultural moments and like design choices that to me have a place in conversations about how art depicts, for example, religiosity, it's always frustrating to me to see and recognize the ways in which difficulty act as a barrier for broader cultural discussion. I only know about, for example, like the fight with Lawrence in Bloodborne through like people's dark frustrations with it. I never actually tried the fight. I listened to that track on the soundtrack, and boy howdy, that church Latin that they use in that like specific fight, like it's fascinating to me. Like I love that text. I want someone to translate it, and it's one of those things where like the game being difficult and having the sort of like get good cultural space means that somewhat, for example, like my sister is also a musicology degree haver. I don't know, I have a better way to say that, but like she and I will have conversations like this. Like she's not going to engage with the text of Bloodborne because it's a very difficult video game, and that's just not something she's interested in doing. And I'm glad that there was like I had my enjoyment of that moment, but it's sort of like if there was a way for her to have that experience, like I would love to have that conversation. And I just know it won't happen, right? And like that's an interesting thing that video games have that a lot of other media doesn't. Although I will say I also, as a student of classical music in the Western tradition, am aware of Wagner, and good Lord, I am not going to be here and like not point out that all bad, froofy, pedantic art like has its ring cycles, you know? Like
Well, like, I mean...
Hold on a sec, Mo. Are we dropping down here?
I believe so. Part of the problem with the Discord screen share being completely inadequate to this zone
it's everything's darkness.
is that I the objective
Well, there's
for
nowhere else to
these
go. This is a dead
chasms
end.
is to go into them, defeat some phantoms, light the brazier, and drop into the exit. But I can't tell what's an exit and what's not.
Well, here goes nothing.
I didn't hear the death
That
sound.
was good.
I didn't die.
Yeah, we did it. So let's see if.
All right, and then we'll talk to this friend, and then Mo will pick up from where your thought.
Yeah.
Your devotion to your covenant has deepened. You've gained a rank.
Young undead.
Cool.
Oh, it
So yeah,
literally
we've done one of these. There are two more.
Okay.
Let us see just how much dark you can endure. You have seen dark that has existed from times long past. What once was a great void of darkness became but fragments.
No, Peregrine.
It's a slurry.
Solving all things.
What, fragments?
Stop.
Don't say the joke, Mo. Come on.
Sacred sight.
This is Dark Souls. You gotta leave it to.
Resonant soul.
Have you met me?
May the dark shine your way.
All right. What is this spell? And then it's probably going to be a hex, which means I'm never going to use it. What was it called again? I didn't even look at the name.
Hex.
Resonant Soul. Yeah, it's a hex.
Oh, Resonant Soul. I love Soul Eater.
That's cool, but yeah. All right. So now I know what these are. They probably all give hexes. They're a little
There is
optional,
a reason to do
fun
all
things
three
to
of them.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll just leave it with that one for now, and we'll do the other two some other time.
Yeah. They can just
But
be,
Mo, you had
promotional
fair.
some
stuff.
thoughts about Bloodborne and other.
Oh yeah, I mean, the main thing I wanted to say was just like how I think that like from my maybe somewhat singular perspective, like the thing that's frustrating to me about Sekiro that wasn't frustrating in the previous From games is that like this is the most on-brand thing I'm gonna ever say is you can't when you're stuck at a boss in Sekiro, you can't grind to make that fight like marginally easier if you've already done everything you have available to you to do. Like in Sekiro, like there are like 2 fights that I could do right now that I would get items from that wouldn't make the fight easier because I have the consumables that are more powerful than those items. And then there's also like nothing else. Like I can't just do a thing and get like 100 more HP, and like that serves that serves like 2 purposes. Which the first is like, yeah, I have like 100, 200, 300, whatever more HP, but that's realistically like 1 hit in a fight, 2 hits maybe in a fight.
Not even.
The bigger issue, excuse me. The bigger issue is like a frustration issue in the sense that like there's nothing in that game. If I want to play more of that game, there's nothing else I can do in that game besides just like butt up against the fight that I'm on.
Yeah.
So
and this
it's,
is
like,
this is the thing. It's like the level up
that's
you've
not an
gotten in
experience.
Souls games have always been extremely marginal, like very small incremental changes that you shouldn't feel a single level, but a play style that focuses. Oh, that's right. These are nothing. A play style that focuses on grinding, or at least just like being conservative about your souls and trying to not lose them. You will end up feeling that difference over the course of the entire game. You might be like 20 or 40 levels higher than a player who just goes through it with some of the least amount of leveling possible. And in Sekiro, you can't do that at all. And I think that, like, for me, that resulted in what I felt was a fairly satisfying. This is also a useless one. That's fine. I thought that, like, the one problem that I actually had with, that's rude, with Bloodborne and Dark Souls 1 is I found, like, the back half of both of those games to like decrease in difficulty for the most part.
Oh,
there
definitely.
Were a couple of things at times that were like, oh, this is a random spike, like the archers in Anor Londo, but I found the beginnings of those games to be the hardest, which feels backwards, right? Like
I think I agree in Dark Souls 1 more than Bloodborne, but in Dark Souls 1, like there's a certain point that like there's one, after you get past that point, there's like one hard fight in maybe the last 40% of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah. Unless you really aren't leveling up very much.
I think something that I would say in the case of Dark Souls and Bloodborne, there are elements to, and this is, I'm convoluting this a little bit, right? Because I think you're right in the sense of like strict design of a like difficulty curve. It's often that we would take an ideal to be that the curve keeps pace with the player, or like ramps up in a way to prevent like a unique set of challenges in tune with like the player's proficiency. If I think about like a game that I really like that has, to me, like a really well-shaped difficulty curve, I think of like Shadow of the Colossus, where by the time you get to like those final colossi, they are difficult, and like in a way that feels really rewarding to kind of like overcome. The thing that makes Dark Souls and Bloodborne different for me is that narratively, and some of this like I learned through digging through lore videos, right? So I won't say that this is going to be everyone's experience, but there is a value narratively to me in being powerful by the ends of those games, because so much of those narratives hinge on either the pathetic nature of power, and I think Dark Souls 2 is like the game for kind of getting this point across, but it's sort of like the
Yeah, I agree.
questioning the value of your own power, and like with Bloodborne too, like what you necessarily give into or give up in pursuit of it. And I will say that like I didn't get that from Sekiro, which is not a bad thing, because I'm glad that From is trying something different, right? Like if they had just done that same thing again, right, I would have kind of like, we've seen them do that narrative in a couple of different ways. But I still find that to be
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime.
Oh, there's a
wow.
table.
All right, and that's all the time I have. That's my cue.
I just have one quick correction. You said the plural of Colossus was Colossi. It's actually Colossuses.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's a
I hadn't
slurry
realized
of
that.
Colossi.
So yeah, I just I think accuracy and specificity are important in all things. And,
Colossus.
no, Colossuses.
But yeah, a Colossus.
No, that's not the
Colossus.
that's-
My
it's
favorite
incorrect.
fight was
It's
the
in-
one against the
It's
Colossus.
incorrect. I don't know. Never met him.
You know, I bet there's a sluice in Shadow of the Colossus. I think there's a couple fights in sluices.
Oh. Oh, nice.
Keeping it sluicy goosey.
Nice big skybox.
Yeah.
Dang.
And then a fog wall. It's definitely not a boss fight.
Did you missed a
Well, we can see what's through that door, or we have 4 sconces to light in Aldia's keep.
Oh, that's right. I got so tilted on the dark zone that I totally forgot about doing those. Okay, let's do that. Now that we've cleared
We
out
should have been the
this
ones to
entire
fill your dark
hallway.
soul with light, Niko.
I've also got that mimic that I should kill. Oh, there's also this hallway.
Oh, you already went through. Wait, did you? Oh, the mimic in the cage, right? Is the one you're?
Yeah, there's a mimic in the cage that maybe has some loot in it. So
Okay. There's all.
Okay, so let's go light up. Oh, it's you again. Why are you just standing there?
Make an iced tea, you know.
Yeah. The elixir of dreams and sometimes nightmares.
God. I'm not sure that I
Oh.
actually watched that video. Oh, are there four sconces, one for each Lorne?
More or less. It is.
I got
worth,
the joke.
It is worth the
Thank you.
annoyance of dealing with these dinguses.
No.
This is the real danger of playing Sekiro and then coming back to a game like this where it's like, oh wait, right,
Hey, I
iframes,
want
I
to
need
block
to use
these
them.
big sword swings.
What do you mean? My anime katana can't just parry the entire universe?
Yeah. So I was gonna say something about the illusion of the grind or whatever, and I think that one thing that hasn't really been touched on in this week of difficulty discourse is how much of the FromSoft games are the mental game, and not just like, can you press the buttons in the right time, but it's also like convincing yourself you can do it, and all of the reputation around these games, and that like, oh, they're so hard, and the gatekeeping that entails. And I think that like going up against a really tough boss and having a rough go of it, and then thinking you can't do it or that you need some help or whatever, I think that's like I think that's really tough about those games. And I know that like I avoided the series for 6 years when I could have been playing it because of all of the reputation around it, and I thought that I was just going to dislike these games. And I think that like ultimately what I've kind of or there was another thing there, which was that I know that if I a line of thought that I've fallen back on when folks bring up the idea of okay, that was cool.
You got a friend.
Bye-bye, Steam.
Yeah, I guess I can't be invaded now or get messages. That's fine.
No sweet tea from Steve Sutton.
So the line of thinking that it's sort of that I've found myself falling back on occasion is all of the reputation around these games being extremely hard would have likely resulted in me choosing to start on an easier difficulty on Dark Souls 1, the first of the games that I played, without realizing that I was actually capable of beating it on its normal mode. And I think that would have been unfortunate. But I also realized that if these games had included easier difficulty options and a range of difficulty options, then they wouldn't have had this reputation of being uncompromisingly hard and truly punishing, and only the best players can beat them, and so on and so forth. And so I would have approached them much sooner, and likely would have played on whatever normal difficulty, which is what I usually choose when I start games. I don't choose the hardest by any means. I don't consider myself that great of a player. And I would have had a good time. And I think that is what is a real shame for me, is that I missed out on that series for years because the reputation that they had, which was all comes back to the fact that there weren't difficulty options, and they had this notion of gatekeeping. And that's a real bummer. So
For sure.
Yeah,
That makes
one thing I was gonna bring up when Mo was talking about grinding that kind of leads into this was a friend of mine. They're fine at video games. They're not like anything particularly skillful one way or the other. They were interested in Sekiro because literally their favorite voice actor is the Japanese voice actor for Sekiro himself.
Oh, that's cool.
cool.
And I had to tell them, like, if you want to get into Bloodborne, I can give you,
It's too much.
a mind-numbing amount of help. I would be happy to, do co-op on bosses if you get...
You have like 3 characters that you could just like immediately go and ferry them through the game with.
Yeah, because the appeal for them is like the aesthetic stuff, and even though Sekiro is pretty taciturn, hearing what acting is there, not necessarily engaging with the combat stuff that I found really fulfilling. And that was
if I want to... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
If I want to switch to online mode, do I have to quit to the title screen and then reload back in?
I couldn't read
Is that how I do
the
this?
text of the message box that popped up.
Yeah, it said lost connection to Steam, continuing in offline mode.
Yeah, let's pop back out to the main menu and load back in.
Okay.
I'm used to these
But sorry,
games
you were
just-
talking about
I'm
Bloodborne.
used to these games just kicking you to the main menu when you disconnect from the servers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, at least on PS4,
Something
that's what they do.
The point I want to make really quickly about the grinding aspect relating to Sekiro is that, like, if I'm grinding in a Dark Souls, like if I'm grinding in Dark Souls 2 and I grind 10 levels and I put them all into vitality, maybe those hit points help me. Maybe in my mind they're helping me 20% be 20% better, and in reality they're helping me be like 4 or 5% better.
Yeah. But at least you feel like you made some progress. You didn't feel like you spent
that,
4 hours
mental-
wasting your time.
Exactly. That like mental boost of like, well, I've put in the time, so I've lowered the the ceiling for how good I need to be in this fight or whatever. In Sekiro, it's like, nah, bro. Like, there's literally nothing I can do that will help me in this fight.
Yeah,
the
that,
way
that
I'm-
was kind of
I'm
the other thing
fighting the fight.
I was going to bring up, kind of. I know that you and I, Mo, had been sort of teasing each other because once I kind of got out pretty far ahead of you in the game, I was kind of looking around at how the mechanics worked and was like, oh, this game really hates grinding. Like, in a way that I found surprising when I was maybe halfway through the game. And now, having looked at what it incentivizes you to do if you're going to continue on into, like, NG Plus to try to get more trophies or something, is frankly kind of hilarious and shocking. Like, taking the trophies is kind of a signal as to sort of, like, even if it's not a particularly it's like kind of a metagame incentive. Those are usually kind of a bit of a signpost as far as what, like,
For
developers
sure.
would at least like you to, consider trying.
Yeah,
and
if they're making it a trophy, that means that it's something they thought of.
yeah, and so Sekiro's trophies, and this is, I don't think it's a spoiler because it doesn't have anything to do with the plot.
Yeah.
If you go through the game and get all of the endings and everything honestly on a single save file without save scumming, that should take you a certain number of playthroughs. We don't need to be specific. The thing
that
is,
means, a number
one of the
New Game
trophies
Plus
is maxing
playthroughs?
out all of the skill trees, and I am pretty sure they tuned the number of skill points that takes on the assumption that you would be doing all 4, or however many.
We can edit that number
Like
out.
close to a half dozen.
I'll just it'll just be
Close to a half
beep.
dozen. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know that we if
But,
I
but
think
it
it's
was
fine
it
if
was
people
it
know
was
there's X number of endings.
yeah. Sorry about that.
It's fine.
Nah.
I can
I
edit
think
it.
that's
We've
really
given
good.
it- we've
given
given
that
it enough time
FromSoft
to-
games have all had multiple endings for a decade now. Hopefully that's
Well,
okay.
like a lot of video games on that
Like,
point.
Like,
right?
I flat out don't consider the number of endings a game has a spoiler, but like other people might.
I think if it was a game that you didn't expect to have multiple endings and it had multiple endings, then that would be a different thing. But
Yeah.
sure.
But so the number of skill points required to max out that tree is like really extreme. Even with the scaling, enemies in NG Plus and forward continue like they drop more XP the more times you go through the game, which is how all these games work. But the thing that got me was sort of, if I'm willing to save scum to get the trophies for all the endings, which I am, then you can do it you can get all of those in 2, basically. And looking at the amount of grinding that left on my plate just to max out the skill tree, I was like, oh geez, they still hate grinding even if I'm on NG plus 4. Like, that is really a change in perspective for
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that they ever like loved grinding, because there was always the like, if you overgrind, like you're gonna miss out on multiplayer stuff. It's like they literally in this game just like, oh, if this was your playstyle, like sorry, you can't do it. Sorry. Which is something that I'm like obviously frustrated by.
So
In the moment that I am right now.
we found 2 sconces in here. There is one up above the stairs in the entrance hall, and I cannot remember where the 4th one is.
Well, we'll take a look. Gotta.
I think we might need to, yeah.
Is it not
The,
like in the entrance hall area, but like on the upper level maybe?
Well, there is that one. It's like over here to our left. But I don't remember where the... I can look it
The
up.
way entrance, maybe? Well,
Oh,
Yeah,
my
it might
sword
be on the
just
other...
break.
Yeah, it's right there.
Did I have?
I think to the point about grinding, I'm not even convinced that Sekiro hates grinding. I think it's just not. It feels like they are doing
Oh, the
what
other
Toby
sconce
Fox
is
tried to do.
downstairs.
Ah, I was right. Okay. I know I said upstairs, but I thought
Yeah,
you were talking about
it's
the one
in this
downstairs.
room,
yeah.
but downstairs.
But I was gonna say, like, a lot of those like Sekiro like achievement things that require that, like, they remind me of Undertale's like piece of shit mode, where it just goes out of its way to make the experience completely miserable and unrewarding.
But I mean, I fundamentally believe that was put in the game and not meant to be played.
Oh, totally.
And-
Right. Well, and I think the difference here is that there's no indication that there's no narrative indication that Sekiro doesn't want you to do those things. So it just feels like unnecessary, right? Like, or at least that's kind of how I read it, where it was just like, all right, okay.
All right, I'll just use the butterfly. There's 20 of them. I was trying to find my repair ring. I guess I could just use a repair powder since I can buy them now.
Your bracing knuckle ring,
Is that what it's called?
the one that increases durability.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the knuckle ring. It's the knackle ring.
Oh, that's right. It's the one that we were asking about if it was a toe knuckle, and then some bad things got said.
A tuckle. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, I remember. It's coming back. It's coming back.
Oh,
I think the bad things that were said just got said again, so thanks.
Well, no, well.
Nope. Nope.
No.
I'll show you the tape later.
Yep, uh-huh. I'll
You
withhold.
don't need to. I take your word for it, is the thing. But thanks. I respect that I respect your opinion of me as someone who would want to go to the tail of the tape for something like that. When in reality, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I think we're okay.
I think we should maybe, I don't know, unless anyone has any final thoughts on that, maybe we should change up topics, just because I feel like
Yeah.
this has been a topic that has been hot on the a lot of the discourse, and a lot of stuff has been written and said about it, and so I apologize if anyone who's been watching has been kind of frustrated or bored by the amount that's been part of the current conversation. So
there's a part of me that, though, like, that views this as useful and necessary within the broader framework of, like, the games as art discourse, because so much of what it reminds me of, I promise this is, like, technically a change of topic, but, like, it really does remind me of things that I read about, like, Western classical music, right? Like, like, these growing pains have happened in other art media, in terms of, like, who is this for, like, why design something in this way, et cetera, right? Like, so cynically it's exhausting, but at some level it's also like, I am heartened by the fact that we can, for better or
back
worse,
behind
have
us?
these
I have
yeah, I
a-
think
I
I'm
have
gonna
a-
go rest real quick.
I have a change of topic.
uh-oh.
Sephiroth, Cloud, and Kirby. One of them is your ping pong partner against the other two. Who are you picking?
Kirby.
Herbie.
Yeah, Kirby will just eat that ping pong ball.
You think
Kirby's
Sephiroth
the-
and Cloud
Kirby's-
are gonna coordinate teamwork? Well, okay, what era Cloud we talking? Right? Is this like Crisis Core era, or is this like after?
I think this is, they had a working relationship. They can get things done. I would not underestimate the ability of Cloud and Sephiroth together, is the thing I would say to that.
I guess I would
they
make a
got some-
point that neither Cloud nor
they got-
Sephiroth would be able to get along with Kirby. So
Yeah, Kirby would just be like, "Hey, I'm a friend, but I'm also gonna eat you, I guess, because that's who I am."
We know.
That's what friends
we
are
know
for.
from that one.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Kirby.
We know from that one
I don't know
Smash
anything about
trailer
Final
that
Fantasy.
Kirby survives when everybody else in the whole Nintendo universe fails. Why wouldn't that apply to ping pong?
Kirby's got those iframes.
Kirby can just give the.
Kirby can what?
There's a phrase that I'm gonna try and figure out a different way to say it.
Kirby's the subtitle of the Kirby TV show was "Right Back at Ya," which is the core mechanic of ping pong. So I'd pick Kirby as the essential ping pong player.
I don't know how to say the thing that I just typed. Is the problem?
You can just.
doing?
Oh yeah, no. You know, I was gonna say no. It's obvious. You just say this, and then I realized that the
You can
alternative
just
that I
not
was
say
going to
that.
say is worse.
Is
It's just
the
worse than
reality
what
of
you
the
typed out.
situation.
Yeah, no, Kirby's powers just are not something that lend themselves well to lacking innuendo.
Kirby defies description. Basically.
Kirby could influence a ball's trajectory via suction.
That's true. That is true.
Kirby is in many ways an airbender. And an airbender would be the most effective bender
God.
at ping pong.
Talk about Kingdom Hearts crossovers. That's
Wow.
one that I'm 1,000% here for. Is
the Fire Nation attacks, but Riku shows up? I'm here for it.
I don't know him. No, I was talking about Kirby in the Avatar world.
Oh, interesting. I thought you were talking about Avatar and Kingdom Hearts, which
I was talking about.
These both
I was
sound like
talking
good
about
ideas.
Kirby X Avatar.
Why-
Yeah, Kirby X Avatar.
Let's make it a full three-way crossover. You know,
Sure.
Kirby is the Avatar. I think the Kirby canon has established that Kirby would be the Avatar, right? And
Kirby and Aang having a Spider-Man moment where they're just pointing at each other.
is Meta Knight like a Kirby nobody?
I don't know who that is.
Meta Knight? You don't know who?
What?
Mo.
I guess
Are
he
you
is a
kidding
nobody
me?
because Mo doesn't know him.
Wow. Like not
I
even
told you I didn't
tangentially, but like Smash
told
Brothers
you I-
though.
We're gonna have to figure out how to make Mo play a Kirby game on stream.
Mo, you got it.
But
Do you
why?
know who King DDD is?
Are you ready to go to
I
Dreamland?
know King
Mo?
DDD from Smash, because he's a
Meta
cheese
Knight's in
character.
Smash.
You can just
Meta
bonk
Knight
him
is-
with a hammer,
Meta Knight was the biggest cheese
So,
character in Brawl.
Niko, Homeward
Uh-oh.
Bound.
but not in. Here's the thing.
Homer
I've
Bone?
Played,
Oh,
I've
wait.
played like
Should I not Homer
probably
Bone?
in my life.
I didn't think
like
this was gonna happen. Nah.
5.5 hours of Smash Brothers.
I thought we would have had to reload the area before
Oh,
the
it-
skeleton woke up, but it turns out
It
he just
happens.
wakes up.
It happened.
Okay. Well, I got
Maybe
Aldia key, which I guess
feel like
is the
5
area
maybe-
key to this area.
Maybe 15 hours, because I had the whatever the GameCube Smash was.
Melee.
When I
It's
was,
melee.
like-
Say
When
it.
I was like, whichever one that was, when I was like a kid, and just didn't get into it really. I was way more about Mario Party. But
It's the
Whoop.
most
Yeah,
Mo thing
so
you've
I
ever
just-
said.
so I just haven't played that much Smash, so I don't know who the Shovel Knight is. That what you said? Who was it? The Mystic Knight? No, that's a Dragon's Dogma thing.
I'm
So
I
there should be a
just
corpse to loot here.
I got the Aldia key.
Okay, good. That's what we lit.
just
the,
gave it to
That's
me.
what we lit the torches for.
The
Yeah.
What did you say? The Vector?
I
Knight?
don't
No,
help
that's
him.
not it.
No one help him.
I don't know. I'm not gonna get it.
I'm gonna say that Vector
I muted
Man
my
is something
microphone for the
completely
record. I'm just
different.
gonna
I'll
keep
just go. I'll just as Alex would note, I will just go to Wikipedia very soon. But yeah, I never got the Kirby thing.
Just stop staring at the shadows on the wall and look into the sun, and you'll have your
Oh, I was
answer.
gonna go level.
Solaire?
Here's my hot take. Kirby's Dream Land 3, best Kirby game.
Oh wow. That's not a not hot take.
You know what? I agree.
Nope.
Mo, you can't. I mean, actually, you can agree. I'm happy to add.
Until you
Yep,
play
That's
canonical
what I thought.
Kirby Superstar.
Kirby
Is one of
Superstar
them
is
for
like
the
the
s- I-
generally considered one, but I think
'Cause it's
I heard
good.
the one for the Switch was kind of not thought of as being not. I
The
thought it was
most
not
recent
thought
one?
of as being good. Yeah,
Yeah.
the one Kirby Star Allies.
I think there are people who definitely liked it, but
They're
I don't
probably
think it
all
was
Star
like-
Allies.
yeah.
I played some of it. I played the demo, I should say. I didn't play some of it. It seemed I'm trying to think of a way to bridge the gap between.
Kirby games are very easy.
Okay, yeah, it seemed very, very easy.
Yeah,
Kirby
they're-
games are
they're-
To the
easy
point
to
that I
the
was
point
like, what am I
that
doing?
yeah, like I actually tried. I bought the DS re-release of Kirby Superstar and realized that as an adult person who is like fluent in the language of video games and platformers, Kirby games have lost a lot of their appeal because they are no longer the challenge that they once were. And I think that that's fine, right? I think Kirby games are largely meant
Yeah.
for
They're-
players who don't want either a very difficult experience or who are young and kind of like learning.
Yeah,
the-
they've kind of been shifted to sort of scratch the same itch that the Yoshi games have in the last few iterations,
That makes sense.
which is fine.
Oh my God, this
Yeah.
one needed 64 intelligence for one cast of Soul Geyser.
Wow.
That's-
I mean, it's a whole
Everybody
entire
needs-
geyser.
Everybody needs a platformer.
I mean, you need a lot to make the jump to 3D, you know.
Let's try. This is only 2. Let's try homing Crystal Soul Mass. That sounds fun.
Yeah,
It sounds like a good spell.
time for mass.
Yeah. Yeah, I the thing that I liked the most about Kirby's Dream Land 3 was that I liked that every level, every one of the like kind of main levels, not the boss levels or whatever, had some character that you needed to figure out what they wanted. They had some need or desire, and you had to play the level in a special way and get to the end such that their need was met. And then if you did, you would get like a heart or a heart star, or I don't remember exactly, but that getting all of those was necessary to unlock the game's sort of true ending. Ah, there's a basilisk.
Original Dark
and-
Souls, Kirby's Dream Land 3.
That's wrong. Fuck. And
I have a
so,
question.
No.
well, go ahead and ask, because I'm being eaten right now.
Why isn't Kirby in Mario Kart?
Good question.
Is it because he's too?
I think
he's
he'd just
not
win.
viscous enough?
He'd just win every time. It wouldn't be fair.
Is Kirby too viscous or not viscous enough?
It would remind everyone of how much more fun Kirby's Air Ride was than Mario Kart.
But is Kirby like a marshmallow, or is he like cotton candy?
What?
It's
No.
it's the same viscosity as friendship.
Kirby has like skin.
Kirby has skin the same way that like tofu has skin.
But yeah, so under
That sentence is a lot.
if that sentence is a lot, then how about this one?
Nope.
Under Kirby's tofu skin, is it more like cotton candy or marshmallow fluff?
Fluff, marshmallow fluff. Higher moisture content.
Or slime, just like a YouTube slime.
Kirby is definitely not slime.
But
Yeah,
he
that's
has
Dragon Quest
he
patented.
has skin that keeps him together. So why couldn't he be slime?
We're all basically slime if you think about it.
I'm trying to think of what the last Kirby game I actually played was. I don't think I played the SNES one. I definitely had the Game Boy version of the first one.
I will say that the reason that the SNES one, Kirby Superstar, is like my favorite is honestly that I mean, it's basically the mechanical precursor to Smash Brothers, in that every ability, not every ability, but for the most part, abilities had different animations and attack patterns based on the direction that you pressed when you used them. Whether or not you were dashing when you used them, whether you were in the air when you used them, and that is not something that they kept in all Kirby games. So for me, I like really clicked with Kirby in Kirby Superstar, and then I've been disappointed in every other game that I've tried to play because the move sets were less dynamic, which made getting new abilities less intrinsically interesting because there was less to do with them.
What about what about Kirby Hawk's Pro Skater?
What?
What did you think of that? Not it for you?
No.
No? Oh, weird. Okay.
I mean, Dynablade is like in Kirby Superstar, so I don't really get.
I really like
Kirby's
Kirby Hawk's Underground.
There's been enough...
Subterranean, the exploration adventure mode is also in Kirby Superstar, so I think it's just that. I think that's the game you're talking about.
There's been enough of the giant bomb streams where Jeff plays like old extreme sports games, and especially the more obscure ones that this joke kind of hits a little oddly now, because I have a much clearer idea in my head how much worse all the competing games were compared to Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
In like a very concrete way.
I bet I played them when they were just like new. I loved extreme sports games when I was a kid. I gotta look up that series.
The cover image for it's one of the premium ones.
Yeah, I bought the thing for like $30.
But it has been an interesting trip down memory lane, and much less distressing than the Garfield streams. But the stream they did today was a bunch of kind of also ran games. And it was really something to see how much little minute, seemingly small changes could sort of completely tank the feel of the game. Like, just from watching it, you could tell that this wouldn't feel as good to play, like, in a control sense, as the thing that everybody remembers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, they discovered that once the first Tony Hawk game was a hit, literally everybody realized that they needed to have stock footage of real people skateboarding as like the thing that plays when you boot up the game. And it's all like fisheye lenses and POD songs and all kinds of very late 90s things.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's just also what, like, a lot of skateboarding videos looked like back. Like, fisheye lens is definitely POD songs. Take them or leave them.
You gonna open those chests?
Those are mimics. I'm not going to open those. At least not without a Lloyd's Talisman.
Just kill them.
I will.
You could just...
I don't want to fight him when this thing is in here, so I don't know if I should pull this lever and then fight it, or if I should just fight it when it's currently in its cage thing. I'm assuming the lever just lets it out. Because it looks like this cage kind of opens along this groove on the floor.
You paid way more attention to this area than I did. Wow.
But like I don't know why. I guess all right.
Oh. Nope, you're not gonna get that one for free.
Not entirely unexpected after the way the last cage enemy that I attacked went.
You'd think it would have done that sooner, admittedly. You know?
Yeah, you know.
Gargoyles aren't so tough at this point, and you got some Twinkling
Yeah.
Titanite out of it.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
Oh, you know, actually, speaking of Twinkling Titanite, I think someone commented on one of the past videos that I could actually upgrade my staff to make it a magic staff, and that would increase its
Would
magic
that
damage.
scale better? I am not sure.
Huh.
But I know where I
Anyway.
can find a table with a bunch of numbers in it that will tell me.
A magic staff.
Yeah, it just I
Uh-oh.
don't think it ever
Oh.
I don't think it ever
That-
What?
That
I
was the
just
sound
unleashed everything.
of every cage opening.
I don't know. If this
Whoops.
Is,
Oh, I
If
love
this
this
is
area.
where you're- I don't know if this is where you're going, Alex, but it's worth mentioning that
Mm-hmm.
every time you go to Effects for Life, you win the difficulty discourse just by visiting it.
I've actually been
Which is
using
good to know.
Wikidot more for these streams.
That's absurd.
Fextra Life, for like weapon upgrade info, Fextra Life is equivalent. It's the same numbers in the same tables. I have found that when I'm looking for very specific info about a very specific thing in a level, I can tend to get that a little faster on my phone via a different wiki.
Yeah, the phone aspect makes sense for sure.
Just because the layout is a little better for
Yeah,
mobile.
I've had
What
Effects for Life.
are you
mobile.
fighting?
I don't
In
know.
best situations.
I don't know.
It's like some kind of like.
It's a messy blur of pixels for me right now. So
Oh, you are
Oh.
fighting the. Oh, yeah, you're fighting the thing. Okay.
Oh, he's mad. Well, looking forward to everything in this room coming back. Oh, you're right there too. Great. You know what? You get a homing crystal soul mass.
How many of those can you cast?
3.
Okay.
How do I make it go? Do
Well,
I do
it's
it again?
homing. Nope. No, that's not. That's a. You've never used a homing soul mass spell before,
Nope.
huh? See, I played a sorcerer build in Dark Souls 1, so I remember.
it's just a proximity.
Also, yeah,
thing.
it's not actually that
It's
good.
just on proximity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well,
I only
Soulmass
get
was never as
3.
good as just like the like.
Soul Spear was always like a better nuke.
I think I have
option.
Soul Spear, but I can only do it twice.
Oh,
but
geez.
like,
yeah,
but there-
if we have the right
Tears for
upgrade
Spears.
material to infuse our staff, we should totally do that.
does it stay a +5 if I do,
Wait,
or
but
do I have to re-upgrade it?
that's. You know what? That's not. That's a. We have such a cool looking staff, and you could just make an uncool looking little piece of wood, and suddenly
No, it would be we would be taking this staff and making it a magic staff.
this staff, the one you're
Yeah.
using now.
Yes.
Wow.
This is what
yeah,
the person said.
the
Oh, jeez.
it's like an extra 10% damage.
Okay.
That's
and you don't
that's
take
up numbers.
and you don't take like a hit to the scaling or anything.
These guys weren't there before.
Yeah, like the casting speed and everything stays the same. So
Well,
if we have one of those, if we have the right kind of stone, and we have enough cash sitting around, there's no reason not to take the extra damage if we're gonna keep
Okay.
being a wizard.
Well, next time I get an opportunity, then I will go take care of that.
Oh, Sparkletone, you just gave me a really great idea. I'm gonna take some raw stones and plant them in my garden.
Well, most of the
Because-
stones would get dropped from basilisks, so you have aphids, you just need basilisks.
Well, the thing that I'm thinking of, though, with raw stones specifically, is that sometimes it's not aphids I have to worry about. Sometimes what I need to do is remove the scaling.
Mm.
You get it?
And I do
get
not
it.
like it.
It's
All right, we're back in it.
Back in the
ceased-
I
Discord.
guess.
Back
I mean,
away
what are
from
we at?
Discord.
137. I guess it's time for me to start looking up weird stuff on YouTube.
Back to the brand.
That would
everybody.
be the rhythm of.
Thanks
That
for
would be the
bearing with
rhythm
us.
of this show. So.
And
me
this show
think
and
of,
this show
uh,
is a rhythm game, as it turns out. So
God. I have in my mind the words lo mein. So we're gonna find some videos related to lo mein.
that's all right.
Okay.
I'm excited. Oh, did you hear about the restaurant in New York though? The
what?
The like some bad no good person was like, I'm gonna make Chinese food healthy, and like it's been just a discourse nightmare. Anyway, folks, don't just call entire cuisines of the world unhealthy, because that's not cool.
Just don't appropriate food stuff, just generally. Food appropriation is bad.
All appropriation at some level,
Yeah,
but food is kind of like one of those. That one.
I feel like
is
it's one
just
that gets
so-
overlooked a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
That
bus
gargle's
is stuck?
stuck.
Are you stuck, my friend?
You dancing? Oh, do you have an emote? Can we do an emote? Wait. Oh no.
What's
There you go.
what's
We should
supposed
just
to
do,
happen? The AI for pretty much all the enemies in these games, if they get stuck on something destructible, they will swing at it to break it.
But the mimic isn't destructible.
Yeah, but he can't hit another enemy. So
That's interesting.
what a,
So Nico's cowardice in fighting mimics paid off.
what a beautiful intersection of game mechanics playing.
What
off one
a
another.
wonderful ecology of Dark Souls.
Anyway, yeah, there is like some upgrade materials and stuff in here that are worth getting, but mostly I like getting Aldia's key and coming in here because it makes it gives you a much fuller idea of what kind of like terrible nonsense Aldia's been up to.
Yeah.
Just mimics
Oops.
over and over and over.
I mean, I took the implication to be that he made them.
Oh, they're mimics.
In this
This looks good, but just also the way this is produced is so much.
What's your favorite mimic design in a fantasy setting? Because I want to give a quick shout out to Delicious in Dungeon for basically making mimics just hermit crabs, and I love it.
I mean, I've been playing a fair amount of Prey lately, and I think that game has some. I don't know if I would say that the normal mimic design is particularly interesting, but I think that the way mimics are used in that game is pretty cool. Also, Prey just came out on Game Pass, so if
Oh,
you
wow.
have Game Pass, yeah, check it out. Good game.
Huh.
God damn it! Another Chef Buck video.
I think my
Mo, what are you doing, Mo?
I just typed. Literally
Oh.
just typed. I was just looking. I'm just looking for good stuff. I typed in best onions, and
That
I
al-
got this video by Chef Buck.
That algorithm's got your number. Which chef? Okay, what was the Chef Buck thing we watched last time again? It was like
It
like
was
a
he
month
was
ago.
he was the guy from Get Out. That's what it was.
Right? Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just
That you
I
voted
mean,
for Obama.
I think that's.
yeah.
I think honestly, that's an insult to the guy from Get Out. Jeff Buck was just flat out terrible.
Oh no.
My answer to the mimic question is Hollow Knight, actually.
Okay, I have a good one.
Oh, now I'm trying
I
to remember.
don't remember them.
I don't know why I'm in an onion mood, but
What were the mimics in Hollow Knight?
I don't want to say any more where Mo can hear because Mo might not have encountered them yet.
haven't,
Let me
but-
message because I know of one thing. Oh, hold up.
Yeah, I can just.
why don't you just
DM
look at the thing I posted in the
Well, that looks disgusting.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, no, that's good. A good call, Sparkle.
I get a little sad when there's like, as is always the case in these kinds of games, there's like 3 or 4 different times that players are likely to encounter one for the first time. And
God, I hate this so
I
much.
definitely have preferences as to which one makes for the most interesting experience for the first time player.
I will point out that the thing I specifically like about the Delicious and Dungeon Mimic aside is that they make sense as like an organism ecology because they live in dungeons and they basically find like empty chests and cabinets and chests. I said chests twice. Anyway, it made a way to make like the mimic not just be like an inexplicable thing that like
A very
looks exactly like
Gygax,
something.
oops, you died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like, but I will also say that, like, I agree with y'all's examples as, like, good things in which it's not just, like, a chest what becomes a bad thing. Like, it's a mimic in some special way that mimics life.
I will say that I always appreciated that these games let you wear the mimic as a hat.
I love that. Oh, I want. That's so
Please
good.
look at the thing I just
I
posted.
no, Mo. No, I will not. Thank you.
What if you do?
No.
Mo
I
is,
think I know what will happen.
Mo is now posting onion eating ASMR videos for anybody who wants to know how how my Thursday is going.
You know, I wonder
just,
if
so something I just think is wild is Outback Steakhouse mukbang. It just seems like if you're gonna do that type of video, Outback Steakhouse.
I have a question. So
the
we all
question-
know why onions make you cry, right? Do we all know this? Like it's the chemical in the fluid released when you cut the onion that aerosolizes and gets your eyes.
Every time you cut an onion, its soul leaves and it haunts you through
Yeah.
your eyes.
But it needs
And
you need like
it-
line of sight, right?
It lodges in your nose, and then it every time you sleep, it gives you bad dreams.
So my question is, if you use mouth cooking for your onions, is that will that not make you cry?
That homing.
Probably existentially, at least.
So
Did you really
Well-
just what? Man, oh come on! Oh,
as-
nerf spells.
As you might
I can't,
might
more like I
guess,
can.
Nico, that fight is very different for a melee build.
I bet that
damn
fight.
it.
Not only was that like I felt unfair that I could use spells. Also, they were doing ridiculous damage. I think I maybe cast
Who
about
did you
8
even
spells.
fight? I couldn't see them.
The-
though.
It
The
was
Guardian
the big
Dragon.
The one that's a pain if all you have for range is a bow and arrow.
Yeah, this dragon
yeah,
likes
this
to
was
climb up
relatively
on the
my
sides of the
experience as well.
cage.
Isn't there? Wait, hold on. I need to just.
There is.
Also, I keep.
Hey, Niko, are you ready for the poster child for surrealist elevator rides in this game? If you thought
hell
taking
yeah.
an elevator up to the Iron Keep made no sense, this is a good time.
This is giving me some flashbacks of that first big elevator you get in Dark Souls 1, where you come down from the undead cathedral
right? Yeah.
down to the Firelink Shrine.
This is more like a Wonka Vader.
Ooh.
It is just going to travel vertically. But this is a magic
But it's-
elevator.
Yeah, this is the cursed shit. This is what I'm looking for.
I love it. I don't even
Hold
hate
on. There you go. What about that, Peregrine? What do you think about that? What do you think about everything happening in this video, actually?
I'm paying attention to this elevator and not the Vicky Van Gogh video that Mo just linked in chat. Also, I keep meaning to give a disclaimer that I apologize when I yell out "man" in the way that I keep doing in this video, because as a native Californian, it is just a thing that I do. I will try to be better about that. But I'm gonna say this to Mo's video. Man, what the hell is this bullshit that you keep linking?
I searched for jalapeno egg rolls.
Why would you?
Because it's the last
That's not
20
even like the
minutes.
algorithm's fault. That's your own
I
damn
have to-
fault.
I have to, it's the last
Is there a
20
bonfire
minutes.
here? Oh, there's
You
an
know.
Emerald Herald there.
There's dragons.
Read message.
Dragons are
To
like
quote the
portable
movie-
bonfires.
To quote the movie Catfish, I have to be the catfish.
Bearer of the curse,
Sorry.
long have I awaited one.
Is that a real quote? Is that a real movie?
It's a paraphrase, but
Okay.
yes.
One who can set me free.
Tim Burton's Catfish. I love it.
Hashtag free the Herald.
It was my own manifestation that led you here.
Her voice sounds
The
different.
ancient dragon has watched over the world for
Oh
ages.
yeah, humongous egg roll challenge in Wisconsin, baby.
Yeah, home of the egg rolls.
Resist.
These are what egg rolls
The
look
dragon
like.
welcomes.
Welcomes you.
What?
Oh my god, look at these good egg roll.
So let's
fed
take a look at that
Midwestern
feather.
Boys.
Was a ring?
No, it's a usable item.
Really?
Ah.
You are done
it
with
was a-
Homeward
it was-
Bones.
More like egg swoles.
It is right next to Homeward Bones. So
Oh
up,
God, why are they? Oh,
up.
why?
Second row, kind
They're
of
just-
on
There it is. Okay. Return
It's
to the last
just-
bonfire. An aged bird feather, returned to the last bonfire rested at, can be used repeatedly. Child of the dragon, sequestered away from the world, imagined a world of boundless possibilities from the mere sight of a feather.
Yeah, if you press R2 during an enemy attack, you'll actually teleport through them.
Oh.
the... No, that's a different
Should
game.
should I go ahead and use that now?
No, there is
Ah,
a, there is
no,
a
you'll-
there is a
you'll-
bonfire nearby. You should take your Homeward Bones off of your quick use
Oh yeah.
because
Good
it is the same animation. It takes the same amount of time. There is no reason to use the consumable now.
And now we can hoard those bones to make a skeleton.
Okay. So dropping
so
down
I'm-
here
Yep.
then. See if she has
I'm
anything
gonna.
else to say.
I'm looking at a website called Kylie Snaps right now. It is Kylie's breakfast. Kylie's everyday breakfast meal. And I'm just gonna narrate this video real quick. So there is a French toast mixture. It looks like egg and cinnamon and sugar and stuff, which is a weird. Sure, I guess. And some cinnamon sugar, cinnamon raisin bread floating in it. There is some cereal, which I think is a reference to her cereal drama. There's some bacon in a cold pan.
I sure love all these ghosts.
There is sausage and peppers
Dragons,
on
wow.
a cutting board, uncooked.
I just love I love
Oh
everything
my
about
God,
this
this
area.
bacon looks so terrible.
And how it's not whatever Mo is narrating.
I just
How
like
did she get
to
organic bacon that
reiterate
cheap?
how the video that I posted was universally loved and considered a hallmark of the internet.
Right, which by most standards means that it's completely unsuccessful.
I will always be at your side. Until hope is
Oil plus potatoes heart emoji.
Why? I mean, I guess that's like a. Isn't there just a French fry emoji? Like, can't you
Just
make
15 seconds of raw fucking sausage and peppers.
Do
This
not
looks-
do not ever put those two words that you just put together on stream again.
What?
Don't make me say them out loud.
Raw sausage and peppers?
You put a word between that made it sound very bad.
Melt butter in pan.
Ugh.
Put peppers and sausage. Put these fucking peppers in with the sausage.
Let's see if we have the infusion material for our staff.
Wait a second.
Oh, that's right.
Wait, she puts. Hold on.
No,
She
don't hold up. Please
she
just upgrade
no
the
she
staff.
makes this could be good. She puts
This one?
French toast
Um,
with the egg slurry, and then uses Rice Krispies on the outside.
Can we just go back to the manure slurries? Because I feel like that's.
No.
I think I
And
want this one.
Manure is like some weird like mythological thing.
That's.
It's not how you say it.
What?
Sparkle, is it this one? Faintstone?
I want to say it's the magic stone.
I think
This is the one that makes me do magic damage with physical attacks. This is what I have. This is the enchanted,
Why
right?
is she making rice?
Well, let's go see let's go talk to what's his face.
Yeah, we can go visit
Why did she
McDuff.
make rice? God, this all looks so bad.
How's McDuff do? How's.
No, I think you're right, Nico. After looking it up some more.
Yeah, that does sound right,
faint,
Nico.
Faint stone is the one we want.
Let's see how this YouTube series is progressing. Let's skip ahead to episode 7. Kylie's making toast.
I can't wait for the day when someone's doing a video game stream and our videos of Dark Souls 2 become their equivalent of whatever Mo is doing right now. Just
Look at how shit this sandwich looks. This is like, have you ever had a sandwich before in your life?
Oh,
have you ever had a
no.
sandwich before in your life, Mo? Have you? Sometimes
Yeah,
I wonder.
have. And this looks like a bad one.
Good God! Why is this?
Oh.
How is this
won't-
alive?
It won't let me. Oh no, this is what I want. Magic.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, and see, yeah, it goes up to 297. Cool. All right.
Yeah,
Everything else gets a
it's
little
that-
worse, but I
it's
don't
that-
use it for
it's
any of
that,
those
like,
things anyway.
My favorite meal ever
10%
is a
bump
bad
is worth
ham and cheese sandwich, and then it's just videos of me doing my makeup artist's makeup. That's wait, food. I'm just gonna do this.
Oh, there's that door.
Let's see what. Let's see. Oh my God. Fuck. I didn't search for this. This came up. But I need to share
We don't
it.
believe you.
Let this
No
be a
one-
warning. Let this be a warning to anyone who wonders what it's like to be
Just
on a
waiting
stream
for
with
the
Mo.
Well, there's
that-
five
Waiting for
words
the
that I never
response.
wanted to hear in the same sentence.
Once Mo gets started, just to paint a picture for those who are mercifully
No.
free from the hell that we have to endure every recording, is we've gone from Mo's comment, Mo's general statement, I'm gonna try to find some shit about lo mein, and we are now at a cat food and Oreo smoothie.
It's a gift, really.
This difficulty curve is not linear.
A cat
Yeah.
food.
How do I grind out this?
Is it wet
this,
or dry? Is it
this
wet or dry cat
battle?
food?
I think we can assume wet from the looks of things.
Oh, this isn't even an obscure YouTube channel. This is like...
No, they're popular. I stumbled onto some popular people.
Yeah, I've watched them eat cursed things before.
Oh, well, there you go. So it's almost like you posted this video.
That's not how video posting works, Mo.
No, I think it is.
That's not... You can't just claim that because I've watched a... How...
I think I just did, and I don't think you're defending yourself well.
Wow, well, you know, Sekiro just didn't click with me, I guess.
Yeah, well, you know. That YouTube difficulty discourse.
Cat...
Whoa, we're going all the way over to the side.
Cat...
Interesting. Let's just see what this...
So are these dragons
comes up
gonna be cool?
Is wet...
Are they gonna be
Wet-
chill?
Okay, yeah, this is a good
Well, the
isn't
herald
even,
told
like,
us
wet
that
or
the
dry,
dragon
this is-
welcomes you.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it's gonna be fine.
This
one's for-
this shaky cam is very unsettling.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know
I'm sure
why they
68
did a
donuts in
weird...
15 minutes family challenge isn't
Because
cursed.
this
Oh, God. Oh, I need to
They
stop watching that. Okay.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Apologies
alert,
to anyone
they
getting
don't
sick.
Do it.
Dragon shrunk.
Oh, did you actually watch the cat food and Oreo thing?
Yeah, a little bit.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, that's a good question, Mo.
Alright.
Why would I do that? Why would I,
I didn't
ever
watch
trust
it. I didn't click on
Clicking on that video is like what happened to Niko just
Aw.
then,
He's a
and
tiny
lighting
He's
that
a
on
little
fire.
Aldia. He's so little.
Look at this little cat food and Oreo smoothie.
You fucked with all my experiments.
Grapple without falter.
Yeah,
That's
this is-
Sekiro, baby.
This sounds good in a vacuum. It's just the phrasing.
It sounds good in a Kirby.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that seems
Like
fine.
if you said, "Do you want a beef pierogi?" I'd be like, "Yeah." If you said, "Do you want a Russian meat donut?" I would be like, "No."
I'd eat a Russian meat donut.
I would eat a pierogi.
I'd eat
I
a-
don't know that I would.
I would
I
eat
do not
the
know that I would
hell out of
order
a meat
Russian
donut.
meat
Are you
donut.
kidding me?
I don't think I would. A meat donut?
A meat donut.
I'd put some sausage in a donut.
Yeah. Meat's great in pastries. Meat pies are fine.
Have you ever had a little maple syrup on your sausage with breakfast?
Oh, good combo.
Ooh, what about eliminating the middleman? Hold on. Wait.
God, now the more we talk about this, the more I'm just
Okay,
staring at Aldia like they're like this weird breakfast sausage.
So
Slow cooking
the
over a
question
fire.
was, am I
Aldia is
going
shredded
to basically tell everyone in the world that life is a lie? I think.
You're gonna start a band. You're gonna.
I think yes.
We'll do a cover of Evanescence at the end of the series.
Here's
That's
the
how
thing.
we're gonna tell the world.
What Aldia is asking you is, do you think squid ink adds anything to pasta?
Yes.
Well, yes, it does.
What
Thank
does
you.
it add
Yes.
besides color?
It adds the flavor of squid ink, Mo.
What is the flavor of squid ink?
It's the sea. It tastes
I
like
don't-
the boundless possibilities of the ocean.
Okay, Ahab.
It's interesting that light is not capitalized, but dark is capitalized.
Whoa,
I think,
makes
if
it
anything,
think.
it changes
Good catch.
the texture more than the flavor.
That is false. That is demonstrably false.
Well, if we infuse our weapon with squid ink, it does dark damage, so of course that's a...
Let's
All
just
right.
see what happens if
I
I,
think,
just search best
I think
fried.
that your searching has probably come to a close for today's episode. That's,
yeah.
That's probably a good place to call it.
Wait, can I just add one
Oh,
thing
God.
really quickly? This is not cursed. I searched best fried, and because the YouTube algorithm for me is the YouTube algorithm for me, the second thing was Young Thug's music video "Best Friend."
Okay, that's fine.
It's like
I'm
clearly I
surprised
was
you're not
for
looking at
that
all
video.
these terrible videos in incognito mode. What are you doing? Putting that shit in your search history? No wonder
mean,
Chef Buck videos are coming up for you.
Well,
Let it be known that I
wait,
literally
here's the
put
thing.
shit into my search history tonight on stream, so you're welcome. That's how
Here's the
committed
thing.
I am
It's-
to this series.
You know, you gotta gotta keep throwing the FBI curveballs.
Gotta keep
Like,
throwing
why?
the poop curveballs. Sekiro,
Yep.
Shadows Die Twice.
Best
Well,
Christmas dumplings.
On that note, that's gonna do it for us. We'll be back next week with more of the dragon area. I think we probably want to do some more exploration around the dragon area that we kind of zoomed right over before progressing into the dragon shrine. But
Yeah.
until then, Sparkletone, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter as @Sparkletone and on the Waypoint Discord.
And Peregrine.
You can imagine dragons at twitch.tv/peregrine38,
No.
and you can imagine something even better on Twitter @terrificbroth.
And Mo.
You can find me on YouTube on May 22nd, 2012, with 51,495 views, watching a video called Chicago's Best Ride, Fish Keg.
And I'm your host, Niko. You can find me on Twitter at Corey D. Shaw, and you can find me on the Waypoint Discord making iced tea, the liquid of dreams and sometimes nightmares. Special thanks to Too Mellow for graciously allowing us to use his music. You can find the track Old Haunts and everything he does over at twomellomakes.bandcamp.com. If you've missed any of our previous episodes, you can find them over on my YouTube at bit.ly/NikoYouTube. We'll be back next week with more Dark Souls 2 right here on twitch.tv/waypointcommunity at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, and we hope to see you then. Thanks for watching.